Title: Do not open the door. My name is Oliver. The lockdown alert came in at 11:14 a.m. sharp. Lockdown. Shelter in place. Police en route. No one move at first. Just that split second where your brain tries to decide if it's a drill. But Miss Carter wasn't taking chances. She locked the door, turned off the lights, and told us to move to the back corner. 22 kids crammed behind lab tables and shelves, sitting on the cold tile floor. That's when Miss Carter's phone buzzed again. She looked at the screen, then went pale. She turned to us and whispered, "Do not make a sound, no matter what." I was close enough to see the message on her phone. It was from the school district's emergency response system. Do not open the door. Even if someone says your name, even if it sounds like a student, do not open the door under any circumstances. We sat there for 10 minutes. Nothing. Just silence and the occasional creak from the old vents above us. Then someone knocked. 3 soft taps. We froze. Every head turned toward the door. Then a voice. "Ms. Carter? It's Ellie. I'm locked out. Please open the door." My blood ran cold. Ellie was sitting right next to me. The voice sounded exactly like hers. Ellie looked at Ms. Carter, panicked. She whispered, "I'm here. That's not me." Ms. Carter didn't say a word. She just slowly shook her head, eyes locked on the door. Another knock, louder this time. Then the voice again, more desperate now. "It's me. Please. I'm scared." Ellie was sobbing quietly beside me, hands over her mouth. The voice outside mimicked her tone perfectly. It was her voice. Same pitch, same inflection. But we knew it wasn't real. The door handle rattled. Then a pause. Then from outside, "Why won't you open the door, Miss Carter? Don't you trust your students?" We all held our breath. Someone whispered, "Who is that?" No answer. Just silence. 5 more minutes passed. Then came scratching. Light at first, like nails dragging along the metal. Then pounding. Violent, full-force pounding. Ellie buried her head into my shoulder, shaking. And then it stopped. Just like that. We waited. 20 minutes later, a muffled voice called out, "Police, you're clear. We're coming door to door." We didn't move until they knocked and showed badges through the door window. When Miss Carter opened it, the hallway was empty. No one there but 2 officers and the principal. The building was cleared. No intruder was found. No students were missing. Nothing out of place. Except one thing. Ms. Carter asked to review the hallway footage near our door. The camera had glitched. Only black static from 11:17 to 11:39, the exact time the knocking occurred. The officers brushed it off as a corrupted feed. But when we returned to class the next day, there was a note taped inside the classroom door window. None of us saw who left it. In shaky red handwriting, it read, "One day, someone will open it. We still have lockdown drills. And every time when the door closes and the lights go out, I wonder if that voice is still waiting." Title: The bell tolls thrice. My name is Mary. The fluorescent hum of the year 11 common room usually filled me with a dull ache, a premonition of another hour of quadratic equations. But today, it was a terrifying silence, broken only by the frantic thumping of my own heart. I clutched my phone. It screened a useless black mirror reflecting my own wide, terrified eyes. It had started normally enough. Mr. Harrison, our history teacher, was droning on about the tutors when the first announcement blared over the intercom. "Attention all staff and students. This is a full school lockdown. Repeat, full school lockdown. Remain in your classrooms. Do not open your doors for anyone. This is not a drill." A collective gasp went through the classroom. We'd had lockdown drills before, of course. The usual intruder on premises scenario where we'd huddle under desks, giggling nervously. This wasn't like that. The head teacher's voice, usually so calm and authoritative, was strained, almost cracking. And the way she emphasized not a drill, it sent a shiver down my spine that had nothing to do with the chilly classroom air. Mr. Harrison, bless him, tried to maintain some semblance of order. He locked the door, pulled the blinds, and instructed us to move away from the windows. But the usual banter was gone, replaced by a suffocating quiet. We could hear, or thought we could hear, muffled shouts from the corridor, a high-pitched, almost animalistic shriek. My stomach plummeted. Then came the second announcement, minutes later. It was the deputy head, Mr. Davies. His voice was hoarse, ragged. He's in the school. Do not, for the love of God, do not make a sound. He's looking for students. That's when the real terror set in. Not an intruder, but he was looking for us. The air grew heavy, thick with unspoken dread. Sarah, who sat next to me, started to cry silently, her shoulders shaking. I squeezed her hand, trying to be strong, but my own knuckles were white from gripping my phone so tightly. We could hear him then, footsteps, heavy and deliberate, echoing in the usually bustling corridors. They weren't running, weren't searching frantically. They were slow, almost rhythmic, as if he knew exactly where he was going, exactly what he was doing. And then a sickening thud, followed by a metallic scrape. A locker door being ripped open, a desk overturned. We didn't know, and the not knowing was agony. Suddenly, the footsteps stopped, right outside our classroom. My breath hitched. Every single one of us froze, not daring to even breathe. The silence was deafening, amplified by the frantic beat of my own heart against my ribs. I could feel sweat trickling down my back. Then a low, guttural growl. It was unlike anything I'd ever heard. Not human, not animal. It was a sound of pure, unadulterated malice. It seemed to vibrate through the very walls of the classroom, making the hairs on my arms stand on end. A scratching began on the door. Slow, deliberate scratches like long, sharpened nails dragging across the painted wood. It wasn't frantic, desperate scratching. It was testing, exploring, and then a gentle push, a soft creak as the door frame groaned under pressure. Mr. Harrison had locked it, but the ancient school doors were hardly built to withstand anything truly determined. He was trying to handle. I could hear the faint click, click, click as he turned it, slowly, deliberately. Each click was a hammer blow to my eardrums. My eyes darted to the small, rectangular window set into the door, covered by the pulled-down blind. I imagined a grotesque face pressed against it, eyes burning holes through the fabric. Just when I thought I would scream, just when I thought the door would splinter inwards, a new sound cut through the silence. The school bell, not the usual cheerful chime for break or home time. This was a long, sustained, mournful toll, like a funeral bell. It tolled again, and then a third time. 1, 2, 3. After the third toll, the scratching stopped. The turning of the handle ceased. The guttural growl faded, and then the heavy, deliberate footsteps receded, growing fainter and fainter until they were gone. For what felt like an eternity, we remained frozen. No one moved. No one spoke. The silence was just as terrifying as the noises had been, because it was the silence of something being over, but not knowing what came next. Finally, the head teacher's voice, weaker now, but distinct, came over the intercom. All clear. Repeat, all clear. Police are on site. You may now leave your classrooms. We stumbled out, blinking in the sudden light of the corridor. The school was a mess. Lockers lay twisted and mangled. Classroom doors hung off their hinges, and there was a strange, acrid smell in the air. But we were alive. We were out. As I walked past the main office, I saw a huddle of teachers and police officers. I heard a fragment conversation, a police officer saying, "It's impossible, no forced entry." And the security footage, it's just static for the last hour. But I knew what I'd heard. We all did. The heavy footsteps, the growl, the scratching on the door, and the bell that tolled thrice. To this day, I can't shake the feeling that something truly ancient, truly malevolent, had walked those school halls that day. And sometimes, when I'm alone in a quiet room, I swear I can still hear the faint, echoing toll of the bell. Title, the attendance sheet. My name is Henry. During the lockdown, the school needed answers. It wasn't a drill this time. There was a real threat, a call about an intruder never identified. My classroom, room 2B, followed protocol. We hid in the corner, lights off. No one spoke. Not even when we heard what sounded like someone sprinting down the hallway, pausing at each door. We waited for over an hour. When it was over, the school sent out emergency digital attendance sheets, a way to make sure no one was missing. Our teacher, Ms. Langley, marked 21 students present. There was only one problem. We had 20 students in the class. We all laughed about it at first. Must have double counted, someone said. But Ms. Langley looked pale. I know what I saw, she said. I counted 21. She listed the names. All 20. But she couldn't remember who the last person was. She just said, they were quiet, sat in the back. I thought it was someone new, a transfer maybe. No one remembered anyone new. The school dismissed it as stress, said maybe a student from another room ran in during the lockdown. But every room did head counts. Everyone was accounted for, except our extra. Then people started asking questions. There was a desk in the back with initials carved in JR. None of us had those initials. The creepiest part? That desk? It was moved to the janitor's storage a year before, after student James Art died in a car crash. He would have graduated this year. He would have been in room 2B. No one sits at that desk anymore. But sometimes, when it's really quiet, Ms. Langley swears she still counts 21.